Parents bought a younger sister with serious issues a $25,000 car for Christmas while all I got was a phone case. Having needed a car for a couple years, parents promised one but gave her one instead. In my family there are 2 kids, sister and I, and my parents. Christmas is coming up and I've been wanting a car for about a year now because I've recently gotten my green Ps, Australian thing that you can get when you're older than 18. My parents have mentioned in the past the idea of me paying for half and they'll cover the other half of a car under total $10K. I can afford this as I've saved most of my money from the 2 jobs I've kept since I was 14, so no biggie. I've also been relying on my mum to drive me to work for the last 4 years, so it was a smart move on their end rather than driving me the 30 minutes each way every shift I've got. My sister has just turned 17, which is when you can get your red Ps in Australia. She's never had a job and has no money saved whatsoever. I love her a lot, but she's made some questionable decisions toward her future lately, but that's a separate story. My parents haven't seemed to care as much as they probably should have about these things, and are acting like everything's normal and all good. With Christmas coming up at the time and my birthday in early January, I thought this might be the time my parents get me that car I've wanted for the last year, as they've mentioned this idea for the last couple months. I'm obviously excited the week leading up to Christmas, wondering what type of car they've bought or what they're looking at. I woke up on Christmas Day around 10 a.m. to the sound of my younger sister crying, but in a happy way. I'm excited for her as she's obviously gotten something she's wanted. I walk downstairs and no one is at the Christmas tree, but a present with my name is sitting there. I figure I'll come back to it after I find my parents. Check the front door and it's wide open. Walk out to the driveway to see a brand new blue Hyundai i30 sitting in the driveway with a big ribbon on the front. Around $25K. My sister is at the side of it crying with my parents' arms around her. I ask who it's for and my parents tell me she probably could have handled this better, but I stormed back into the house, closed my door and stayed in there for the rest of the day. I didn't go with my family to see everyone else for Christmas because of how annoyed I was. My parents asked me why I did that when they got home, so I asked them why they bought her a car before me, who's older, willing to pay half, had a job, goes to school and has a stable plan for the future. They don't have an answer to that one, so they just stay quiet, and after a couple of minutes of awkward silence they walk out. By this point I forgot about the present they left under the tree downstairs, so I walk down to open it and it's a new phone case from eBay, something I had no use for. I can't get over what they've done. Relevant comments. Everyone would be pissed at these disproportionate gifts. However, your birthday is in early January. Could they be planning on getting you a car for your birthday? OP. That could be a possibility and I'll have to wait and see on that one. But now that I've thought about it more and this has happened, I've realized the favoritism has been clear all through my life. She's always gotten the better version of everything, their time and affection. They easily dedicate more of their time to her overall. Despite being essentially a drop kick, life sucks sometimes and I'm coming to learn that now. OP when asked if anything was left out of the story. My reaction to the Christmas morning surprise was definitely a little toned down because there were too many characters, but there was a lot of swearing under my breath, punching pillows for a solid half hour, but other than that not much was left out. Small update in the comments. I've had a long and deep chat with my parents. I've told them exactly how I feel and what reminded them about what they promised. They sounded apologetic and I think maybe they're starting to understand my point of view a bit more. They said they didn't want to ruin anything but to wait until my birthday and see what happens. However, I feel like this wasn't their intention all along and they only said that to get me back on their side. I'll wait and see how it all turns out, but only time can tell. Thanks for all the comments and upvotes. I'm trying my best to reply to as many as possible, but it's gonna take some time. I hope everyone has a great holiday, and I'll update mid-Jan when I know the final outcome. Update. So, my birthday was the 11th of January. My parents seemed nicer than usual the entire week beforehand, which might have been because they had time off work or they had a surprise. The outcome was somewhere in the middle of what I was expecting though. On my birthday they told me that they were sorry for buying my sister a car for Christmas when I deserved one and really needed it more than her, so they told me that they'd given me $10,000 to be able to afford something I'd really like and enjoy taking care of, and also to drive to and from work to school, uni and everything else. The outcome couldn't have really been much better than this one, especially since they originally said they'd help with $5K toward the car I want. So I'm pretty happy with it, not gonna complain anymore about the situation. I just hope they stop the favoritism and obvious extra love and support they give to my sister all the time.